Here it is, the final version of my macro pad. And I say final tentatively, but I'm satisfied with it. It really doesn't hold itself together that well, but it could use some nice strong screws. Right now, just the top plate's being held on with magnets, but the part in the middle here is actually just a standalone wall, so I can take it all apart. But before I do that, let me just demonstrate that it works. As you can see, I've got a little terminal there, and I've programmed them to send A, B, C, D, E in all caps. So let's try A, B, 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 B. Just prove that it works. C, C, D, 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 D. And it works. It's quite reliable, but in order to make it reliable, I had to actually fiddle with the A one. All of them, like B, C, and D, came out perfect, flawless the first time, right? But A, oh my gosh, this little wire that I stuck in there was not perfectly straight when I stripped it, so it had I had to fiddle with it quite a bit before it was reliable. So that was mildly annoying, but it's fine now. Now it's nice and reliable. Basically, I just pulled this brown wire out and had to straighten it out and shove it back in. So the electromechanical plate, once you've got it, in the proper alignment, it works fine. So my key switches are hot swappable, and the way I did with this was just, I used some magnets and some silicone, just shove them in there, make sure they don't come out. They probably won't come out on their own anyway because they're so tight, but the silicone helps to dampen sound a little bit. So let's put that down, and you saw me take it off. It's real nice. And then let's take the rest of it off if I can with one hand, just to show you how easy it was to troubleshoot the wiring. So this bottom plate is actually not necessary either. Let me take that off. And there you have it. And now I have full access to the board. So this little part right here was the key to making this, making sure I had it all working properly and the wires were the right size, like the holes were the right sizes and whatnot. And it was much easier. Once I had this design, I had this baby working in no time. But let me tell you, before that, I had a heck of a time making sure that everything worked. I put it all together and then two keys wouldn't work, or I'd put it all together and it wouldn't work at all. But this way is much nicer. It's all modular. I can pull things out as I please. And let me turn the light on so you can see too. I mean, look at all these prototypes. When I'm done with them, I just sort of throw them up here. Wow. Anyways, let's put it back so you can see another cool feature of this thing. If you didn't notice, that little plate at the bottom there is clear. And that is so, and it doesn't snap or anything, it just presses in. But you can see the cool little Hackaday logo through there. Yes, I did that on purpose. I made the bottom two layers transparent. But isn't that nice? Nice little macro pad. I haven't figured out what I want it to do yet, but probably a mute button. At the very least. And this is the top part. You can see I did a little color change on it. Real simple. And then the final part. And you see how there's one corner here? That's what lines up with the key switches. And the top part does have some tolerance and sticks in. It's supposed to stick in a little tighter than it does. But it's fine. As you can see, it and now just to verify that now that I've put it all together, that it still works. Ready? A. Oh, see, A is giving me trouble again because I pulled it out and probably tugged on the wire. A isn't working, but I bet B is fine. Ready? C, D, and I can fix A. Oh, well, that went flying. By just taking my tweezers and shoving it in a little bit. Sometimes fiddling with this works. But basically, I just did a really terrible job with this brown wire and probably should replace it. But what I'll do instead is I'll just fiddle with it until it works, and then I will put this on and it will stay like that. I will not take it apart again. That way I don't have to worry about it. I can just program it without having to fiddle with it. I might print a new top plate just to make sure, make it a little tighter so it stays tight. Because you can see it wants to pop, because that's just pressure from the wires underneath. But, oh, now it works. See that? And I've got the debounce kind of too high. Like if I press really fast, it doesn't register fast. It's because I set the debounce value too high. It's basically all it is. It sounds really nice. Doesn't it sound nice? And I have fidgeted with these switches quite a lot, so they are a little tilty. See that? That's from the magnet pulling on it and the tolerances. But it is a great sounding keyboard, and it feels great. It really does. It's like a nice solid whack. You know, nice click. Very tactile. So there you have it. My macro pad is complete, and I probably will release this, but oh my goodness, the code is crap. So I'll just put that little disclaimer on there before you try it.